And they're going to get her as the slight hesitation on whether to go, and great throwdown by the catcher, Eva Birkland.
Birkland's done a great job behind the plate in the games that we've seen. That was a bit of a bobble, but she just hesitated just a little bit too long. That cost her the bag. Now apparently there's a concern or a request from the coaches.
That was pretty standard play, I feel like.
I thought so too.
So Callie Avra in the circle for the Trojans. And that will bring up number 16, the catcher, Ellie Stoker. Swung on hard.
Whoa, what a
oh,
play.
Excuse me, that's still Jensen up to bat. What a play by the shortstop for the 6-3 out.
Hardman, I've seen her play 2 or 3 ball games now, and just a tremendous job at shortstop for Morgan. Good extension, good arm, good anticipation.
Yeah, she fielded that one on the run for the second out of the inning. That will bring up number 16, Ellie Stoker, the catcher.
And she has a .449 batting average.
So big hitter for the Spartans. That's in for a called strike one. Ooh, just missed outside. 1-1 the count.
These catchers, they've been framing that outside pitch for the last 3 days. Some of them really reach out there and bring it back in. Occasionally they get the call.
They do. Here's Averett's pitch. Oh, change. She sits on that one. Fielded. Caught by the left fielder, and that will do it as 3 up, 3 down for the Trojans, and we will be back with bottom of 1.
In the fast-paced world we live in, every second counts. Whether it's staying productive in your home office or enjoying entertainment with no buffering. With CentraWave from Centracom, experience ultra-fast, next-generation, reliable internet that keeps your whole family connected. CentraWave by Centracom. Fast, reliable, everywhere. Get connected today. Visit www.centracom.com/CentraWave or call 1-800-427-8449.
Expecting a bundle of joy? Beaver Valley Hospital's new maternity wing is your local haven for life's special deliveries. Combining cozy comfort with top-tier technology, they bring big city medical excellence to the heart of Beaver with that small-town touch Beaver Valley Hospital is known for. Their full-service community hospital is your health partner from inpatient care, emergency, surgical, maternity, physical therapy, home health, and hospice. Beaver Valley Hospital is proud to support Beaver High School.
Welcome back to 3A State Championship Softball on Centracom, Team Hive, and KSL Sports. And we are in the bottom of 1 in that last inning. Emery recorded 1 hit, no errors, and no one left on base.
Yeah, they wiped her right out. Setting the stage defensively, if we could real quick, for the Emery Spartans, Callie Lake is the pitcher, Ellie Stoker catcher, Aaliyah Cowley third base, Taylin Minchie second base, Bailey Luke third base, Callie Jensen shortstop, Caitlin Nielsen left field, Ellie Stilson center field, and Caitlin Thomas in right.
Lake's pitch in there outside, ball 1. Field 1, the umpires have really loved the inside or outside corner for the batters.
Yeah.
There's a slap hit. That one could be trouble, and it is. So a base hit, and that will get her to second base is Lexi Hardman.
Heads up running there as that ball just lands on the edge of the grass between shortstop and left field, but heads up running as she takes the advantage and goes all the way to second.
Yeah, she's quick. Yesterday she was right on the tail of somebody in front of her, only a few steps behind her.
Leadoff batters, you want them to do what they can to get on and put pressure on the pitchers.
That brings up number 8, Cassidy Wardell, the third baseman for the Trojans. Here's Lake's pitch. She squares the bunt, pulls back, but that will be in for a called strike 1, but the runner does advance to third.
Well, that's such a benefit if you can move her over without having bunted. Now you've got lots you can do with the bat.
Yep, now she'll probably be cleared to just swing away and hopefully get an RBI. Lake steps on the mound. Swing and a miss for strike number 2. Ball quickly thrown down to third, but safe is the runner. Wardell steps back in on that right side. Lake's going to take the pitch call. And here's the pitch from Lake. Ooh, just missed outside, ball 1.
Wardell has a .350 batting average in the number 3 spot.
Gonna clear off the mound for Lake.
Afraid she was sneaking up a few inches too far.
Yes, I guess.
Worry about that. She's in front of the rubber before she pitches, that Blue.
Here's Lake's pitch. Swung on, miss for her first strikeout of the game.
This is a Lake girl. I've been impressed with her, as most of the pitchers. Boy, they just battle, and there's no restrictions on innings or pitch counts or anything like that. And these gals just work and work and work and work.
Yeah, and especially in 2A and 3A, a team will usually just ride the pitcher as long as they can.
Yeah, even when they're in trouble, because there's nowhere to go sometimes.
Here's the pitch to Kelly. That one just misses, ball 1. Oh, he did call it a strike. Okay. Strike. I was going to say, looked good to me, but.
Well, he got a vote from the public, and they said strike, so he switched that around.
Right.
So.
Here's Lake's pitch. That one swung on. That's going to find a hole. 1 run will score. And Josie Kelly with the RBI single.
Josie Kelly, I didn't mention it before, but she did have a .554. A tremendous batting average at .554. There's one higher at .666, but she's only got a couple of at-bats, so.
5, that's pretty.
.554,
That's a very, very impressive batting
and
average.
just a junior.
Swung on by number 20. She filled it to second. 2 in time? No, but we'll get the leadoff runner.
Nice switch there. It's tough in softball with these bases being so close for you to get a double play. They did turn one yesterday, slick as a whistle, but
I've had a triple play.
Triple?
Yes, this weekend, a triple play.
I've had one too. I got out 3 times in the same inning.
Oh.
Yeah, as a player, yeah. So.
That will bring the catcher, Eva Birkland, to the plate.
You don't see triples in softball very often.
No, it was awesome. That's probably the first time I've ever seen him pop up. Nobody calls it right between the second baseman and the right fielder, so runners are safe.
Boy, communication is so important out there, and they were right together. I think either one of them could have caught it, and both of them recognized the other one there at the last minute. They both kind of pulled their gloves back. There's got to be communication. It's the outs player coming in that has to make the communication. Either
Yes.
I've got it, or you take it. But it's the out player coming in that can see the play has got to make that communication.
And errors, even if it's just mental errors, can be very costly. Swing and a miss for strike 1 to Kearney Carter.
Kearney Carter now is listed as a senior, 387 average. She does have 4 doubles on the year.
So she's looking for the second RBI for the Trojans. She's going to lay down a bunt. Really pretty suicide. Squeeze, and she's safe.
I have been so impressed with all the batters, even the power hitters, taking the bunt sign and putting the ball down. That was the perfect bunt. But again, communication. Third base looking at the pitcher looking at the third base, and the ball rolls between 2 of them. I don't think they would have got her anyway. But that communication's got to be there.
She was speedy, but that perfectly placed bunt, and I don't know, maybe they just didn't recognize that runner was even going to come from third.
Yeah, that too.
Swung on, miss for strike 1. This is Stacy George up to bat.
George with a 279 average.
So runners on first and second.
Doesn't look to be setting in the slap technique.
I do not. She's going to swing away. Strike 2. I have seen less slap bunting, I feel like, this tournament than any other year.
I thought I'd seen more.
Oh, really? I guess maybe it's just the field. I don't know. I feel like I've seen less, but tons of bunts. Just regular old bunts.
The bunting is what has surprised me. It's back in the game with a vengeance.
That one outside. 2-1 the count.
1 and 2, I believe, isn't it?
Oh, yes, you're correct. Sorry. 1 and 2.
It was the umpire's hands that went up. So. Yeah, but the bunt used to be a dead thing, even in softball a little bit. But this year, my goodness.
Here's the
Everybody's
pitch from
bunting.
Lake. Swung on. Center fielder tries to make the catch. Does not get past her. 1 run will score, and the runners will be held at first, second, and third.
Oh, you feel bad for Josie Kelly, I believe it is, in center field right there. No, excuse me, Ellie Stilson. A tremendous player for him, but she just hesitated. Line drives will do that to you. You hesitate a little bit, and that was just enough for her timing to be off on that diving catch. She's such a good center fielder for him, too.
She is, you know, Emery played Grantsville yesterday, and I don't think they had any errors. And now just those little, like, you know, jittery nerves kind of can get to you in a, you know, a big semifinal game.
Yep.
Pitch by Lake, strike 1 for, this is to Casey Irvin. The designated player for the Trojans. So runners on second and third, 2 outs. Here's the pitch.
He's got his hand out. We've got some kind of obstruction here. Illegal pitch.
Illegal pitch, okay.
On a runner, that's.
She put her hand briefly in the net.
So that will be a ball. 1 and 1.
Yeah.
Our count. So she had presented the ball, put it in her glove, and then brought it back out and put it back in their glove. So you can't do that.
So she's going to show it to him here.
Swung on, missed.
She kind of does that naturally
Strike 2.
just as she starts her coming forward.
She does.
She holds it out, then comes to the mitt, then just as she starts, she pulls it back out. I guess that's legal. She must have pulled it out quicker last time.
Here's the pitch. Swung. Ooh, high and outside. 2-2 our count. Runners on second and third.
And I will agree with your previous statement, too, with this Emery team. I've done them a couple of times. Go ahead with the pitch.
And that one a little low, so 3-2, full count.
But I've done them a couple of times, and their mental acuity has been tremendous. They just haven't made the miscues where other teams have around them.
I agree, and you know they'll obviously only the first inning. That one swung on, fouled off. So Irvin does a good job staying alive at the plate. That will, so still 2 outs, full count, swung on, fouled back. Good job by Irvin staying alive at the plate.
Irvin battling strong. She is a senior with a 350 average, but battling hard, fighting off pitches, trying to find something she can put in play.
And just, you know, the Trojans, they've been on Lake early, and it's just kind of been those little errors that have been costly on the runs.
Yeah.
Swung on, that one popped up. It's out of play, foul ball.
You can call anything you want when they go down the line there because we can't
No, you
see
can't
because of the trees.
see.
So just make it up as you go.
It is.
Facebook stuff for a minute Instagram because I want to see where you're from.
Lake's gonna
I didn't
take the call.
see anything yet because I had to stop. But anyway, I'm so
Here's the pitch to Irvin, the full count pitch.
Oh.
Oh, and they're gonna get her looking for the third out of the inning. And Morgan, though, did some damage. They are gonna go up 3-0 as we head to the top of the second.
Your car carries you and those you love through the days and years. It deserves the best care you can give it. At Burt Brothers, we can help with that. We've been doing it better than anyone else since 1991, and we'll keep doing it to get you through all the important moments on life's roads. Because cars are more than how we get from here to there, they're how we get from there to here. Find your nearest store and discover special offers at burtbrothers.com.
I'm Dr. Brandon Beck, and I'm one of the general surgeons at Central Valley Medical Center. One of the best parts of my job as a general surgeon is to interact with a wide variety of people. And many of those people have experienced chronic conditions or painful things for many years, and there is nothing better than helping them to work through those conditions and to have an improved quality of life. I'm happy to be back in Utah at Central Valley Medical Center serving the people in our community.
Welcome back to 3A State Championship Softball. This is the top of the second inning with Caitlin Nelson. Quick swing. That one's going to be a fair ball down the right field line. She's going to 2, and she will be held up for a stand-up double from Caitlin Nelson.
First pitch ripped down the line. Stacy George, the first baseman for Morgan, didn't really even have time to move on that
No, she
hit.
did not.
That was by her so quick.
So first pitch of the inning is a double for Nelson.
Callie Averett, the pitcher for Morgan, another one of those that just goes and goes. She will switch occasionally with Birkeland, the catcher. But what a workhorse this little gal's been too.
Averett's pitch in there inside, so ball 1. And this is Ellie Stinson.
Center fielder Stinson, I believe.
Yep, she's center fielder. Averett, here's the bunt. She shows the bunt. Tries to lay that one down, just foul. Strike 1.
So here again, Stinson shows a bit of power with doubles and triples and home runs, and yet when called upon to bunt, very willing to do so and in situations.
Here's Averett's pitch to Stinson. Runner on second in scoring position. Here's the pitch. Ooh, took a little bit off that one, but just missed. 2-1.
That's a corner that's been being given all tournament long. That was pretty tight in there. It was brave to take that one.
Averett's pitch. That one's going to be inside, so 3-1 our count.
More of the defense here. You got Birkeland behind the plate, George at first, Peterson at second, Wardell at third, Hardman at shortstop, and then Carter, Kelly, and Ricard in the outfield for Morgan.
Here's a pitch from Averett. Swung on. Caught by the center fielder.
Josie Kelly moves over easily and takes that in shallow right center field.
That is the first out of the inning. That will bring up Bailey Luke.
Now Bailey Luke with just a 262, but watch out for the slap here.
Oh,
she is.
It is Ellie Stilson.
Ellie Stilson, we off one.
I may have. Yep. Oh, I'm sorry. That was Callie Lake who was batting last. I'm sorry.
Well,
I'm sorry, Dennis.
No matter who was batting, she's still out, I'm afraid.
Yeah, she's still out.
So we got Luke at the plate now.
Yeah.
Or
No,
Stilson,
now
Ellie
we
Stilson.
got Stilson. Yeah, sorry, that was Luke's swing. And there's a ground ball hit right back to the first baseman for out number 2. That was Ellie Stilson.
So George will.
Stinson.
Stacy George will take it. 3 unassisted there, scoring at home. And
Stilson, I'm sorry.
The number 4 batter up now.
Ellie Stilson, we are sorry. Ellie Stilson with the unassisted.
Number 2's at the plate right now.
Number 2. Now we got Bailey Luke.
Bailey Luke. And 2 down? Yeah.
Yep, 2 down. Here's a pitch from Averett. That one swung on, takes a change, but hit right to the left fielder for out number 3. So that will do it for the top of the second. Emery goes 1 hit, no errors, no runs, and a runner left on. We'll be back with the bottom of 2.
Marijuana has a lot of names, and even more opinions about it. It's a gray area. And even though we don't know everything about it, we do know that the adolescent brain is still under construction until early adulthood. A developing brain's gray matter, the stuff that lets kids think, analyze, and create, can be impacted by misusing cannabis at a young age. So talk to your kids. Let them know that gray matters.
To learn more, visit graymatters.utah.gov.
For more than 3 decades, the Intermountain Power Project has served as a model of regional energy cooperation, generating and transmitting coal-fueled electricity to a diverse group of municipal utilities and rural electric cooperatives with operations across 6 U.S. states. Now, Intermountain Power is expanding its role as a regional energy hub, including utilizing renewable energy resources. Intermountain Power is proud to support and invest in our central Utah communities. Visit ipautah.com to learn more about IPP Renewed.
Welcome back to 3A State Championship Softball. This is the semifinal game on Centricon Team Hive in conjunction with KSL Sports. And we are in the bottom of the second inning as the Trojans lead 3-0 over the Emery Spartans. And that will bring Gwen Richards to the plate. Her first one swung on, fouled off, strike one.
I believe that's Ricard.
Oh, it's Ricard? Okay.
Ricard.
Thank you.
Which I start thinking of Star Trek and want to call it Picard. But can't do that. It's Ricard.
Okay, Ricard.
Telling my age there, huh, Claire?
I've never even seen Star Trek.
Oh, no. Don't go there with me. I already feel really old.
Here's the pitch from Lake. She swirls the bunt. She's going to lay it down. Fielded by the third baseman, and the second baseman does come over for the first out of the inning.
And you saw much better communication there as the pitcher, Lake, was going for it, recognized the situation with the incoming third baseman, Luke, and stepped aside and let her take it.
Yeah, so hopefully Emery's got us those little jitters and figured out.
But again, it's the outside player coming
Yes.
in has to see that her momentum is the right momentum.
And usually you don't want your pitcher to take it anyways.
Yeah.
So
They
dead
may-
ball.
Wow. Did that hit her in the box? Because it hit her out of the box, too.
So it hit her first in the box.
Okay.
So just a dead ball, so that will count as a strike.
Out of the box, if it touches you, it's an out, right?
Correct.
In fair territory.
Correct. Here's the pitch from Lake. That one swung on high, slap. Could be trouble. The right fielder comes in and makes the grab for the Spartans. That was Caitlin Thomas.
Came a long way. The right fielder, Thomas, came a long way to make that play.
She did. She was on her high horse. And that will bring up Cassidy Wardell. She's 0 for 1 today with a strikeout.
Wardell again with a 350 average. I believe she's hitting at the number 4 hole.
Number 2.
Number 2.
Yeah.
Well, I'm off.
Here's the pitch. Oh,
Is they going to call the time? They're calling her again. And this is tough because, you know, you've gone a whole season pitching a certain way, and now all of a sudden, I saw a pitcher a few years ago completely blew him out of the water because they didn't understand, because they were doing things like they had always done.
Yep.
And I'm not saying it should be not called because of that or whatever. The rule's the rule, but just really can get into the psyche of the pitcher.
It can.
If you do that.
It can. It's
Yeah.
hard to be called an illegal pitch at
Yeah.
the state tournament.
And
And
that-
maybe she's been called all season. Like, maybe she has been called in the season. We really don't know that. But this is the first time I've seen her called for an illegal pitch
Yeah.
this tournament.
I've seen her do a couple of games now. She has not been called at all.
So she's ready.
That's a little exaggerated there.
I love that. Right back at her. She's like, come at me now. Come at me now.
She said, it's not going to get in my head. Look at that attitude coming off the field. Wow.
That was awesome. And that will do it as a 1-3 for the third out. We will be back with no hits, no errors, no runs, no runners left on. We'll be back with the top of 3.
Jones and DeMille Engineering was founded with a simple mission to shape the quality of life with a personalized touch. As a full-service civil engineering firm, they provide value beyond the project, creating places where people live, work, and thrive. For over 40 years, they've proudly served our communities, enhancing lives through their work. Join their team and become a dedicated community improvement leader. Whether you're an engineer or just love infrastructure, they invite you to seek a career with them. Jones and DeMille Engineering, shaping the quality of life.
Vince Lombardi once said, "The measure of who we are is what we do with what we have." The quote rings true whether applied to our country, our schools, our homes, or on the field of play. We applaud our student athletes for their hard work and determination on the field and in the classroom. Brought to you by Sunrise Engineering, promoting excellence in sports and education. Visit us at sunrise-eng.com. That's sunrise-eng.com.
Welcome back to 3A State Championship softball. And we are in the top of the third inning with Aaliyah Cowley, the first baseman for the Spartans.
Callie has been tremendous at first base. She's taller than most other first basemen. Stretches way out, long arms.
That one swung on, popped right back to the pitcher for out number one.
Her hitting has not been up to snuff, but as a first baseman, she has been tremendous.
She hasn't. She got hurt yesterday, had to come out of the game, so I'm glad to see her back, at least in the earlier game than I did.
Well, she played the full game over here
Okay,
after that.
so she was good. So she was good.
Yeah, against South Summit.
That will bring up the right fielder, Caitlin Thomas. That one high and inside, ball one.
And Caitlin Thomas, 241 batting average.
And sorry for Emery, we do not have what year you are, so we cannot tell you. Swung and a miss for strike one.
They're all freshmen.
Yeah, exactly.
All coming back next year, right?
Averett steps on the mound. Here's the pitch to Thomas. Oh, yikes. She got her with that nasty changeup.
Wow, that was should I. Okay.
I have seen both Averett and Lake can throw a really mean changeup.
Yeah.
Here's the pitch, that one high, ball two.
Some of them actually have better arch than slow pitch.
That's what it looks. It almost looks like a slow pitch. It's, yeah. 2-2 our count with one out. Here's the pitch, swung on, missed, and tipped, but caught by the catcher for out number two. And that's the first strikeout for Averett today. That will bring up the top of the order for the Spartans with Taylin Minchie. She had a double her first at bat.
Top of the order?
Top of the order.
Yeah. Yeah, she's done a good one. She only has
she had a single, but then she was thrown out at second.
Yeah. And again, she only has a 330 average. That makes me wonder.
That one high and
as good a hitter as she is, that she's only registering a 333 average.
yeah, she's been really great this tournament. So obviously the averages are coming into the state tournament, but
yeah.
Here's the pitch from Averett. That one misses, so 2-0 our count. Then she steps back in. Here's Averett's pitch. 2 outs for the Trojans. Trying to catch that outside corner, but misses, so 3-0 hitters count.
Not usually. They don't even let the batter swing at 3-0 usually.
I know, and usually it's like a meatball, right down the pipe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that one was not, so ball four.
So up twice, on twice. That's what you want your leadoff batter to do. Whatever you can do to get on and put pressure on that pitcher, that's your leadoff batter.
That is right, and that will bring up Callie Jensen. She's 0 for 1 today, ground out to the shortstop, her first at bat. Here's Averett's pitch. That one a changeup, but hit right to the left fielder. Only had to move a couple steps for out number 3 in the inning. So no hits, no errors, no runners left on. We'll be back with bottom of the third.
commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
Sanpete Steel in Moroni was founded in 1994 and is one of the major steel construction companies in the Intermountain West. Specializing in structural steel fabrication and assembly, Sanpete Steel's impressive portfolio includes the Hales Theater in Sandy and structures on the campuses of the University of Utah, BYU, and UVU. Sanpete Steel in Moroni, where their motto is done right and on time at 685 East Main Street. Call today at 800-261-1026. That's 800-261-1026 or go to sanpetesteel.com.
Welcome back to 3A State Championship softball. We've got Claire on the camera. She's awesome. Doesn't miss a play.
Yeah. Somebody taught her well. I don't think it was her dad, but somebody has taught her.
Her mom. It was her mom, of course.
Mom has taught her how to run the camera. Good job.
Here's Kelly up at the plate. She pops that one up. Shortstop calls for it, all over it for out number one.
One pitch, one pop-up. Callie Jensen on the reception of that fly.
That will bring up Kaya Peterson for the Trojans.
And I brought up economy of pitches several times. I don't know if that's a real term. I made it up maybe, but it works for me in that as many innings as they throw, as many pitches as they throw, because there's no count. Anytime you can get quick counts and quick outs saves you that longevity on a hot day.
You are correct. That one swung on, so another one popped up to the shortstop. So her Callie Lake is really appreciating the batters from the Trojans right now.
So 2 pitches, 2 outs. You can't beat that for economy.
Nope.
Only thing better is that the umpire calls them out for doing the wrong thing at the plate, right?
Right.
Yeah, throw them out of the game.
That will bring up Eva Berklin, the catcher for the Trojans.
Berklin has had a great tournament. She is the one that will come in for Morgan and relieve the pitcher from time to time also.
Ooh, right down the pipe. I didn't say he better call that a strike. Strike one.
Going to make her throw a little bit, huh? She at least threw 1 pitch.
Yep.
She has a 4.03 average with 12 doubles on the year and 3 home runs.
So a big hitter.
And what a job she does behind the plate.
Yeah, she's awesome behind the plate. Here's a pitch from Lake. Oh, got her again. Strike 2.
On that corner.
It's like she throws it, backhanded pitch too. She does a really good job with that delivery.
It's such a stark difference between that and the fastball.
Mm-hmm. It would be interesting to know the speed difference, Here's a pitch, swung on, fouled
This
right
one's
back.
for Claire. Oh, Claire, you missed your chance right there. Get a glove out that window and get some souvenirs here.
So 0-2, still our count to Berklin. Catcher wants a repeat of the sign. Here's the pitch, swung on, fouled that one off, but out of play.
Berklin's going to use up all the extra pitches that the first 2 batters didn't use. Make her work a little bit.
And I'm sure the Morgan coach told him, don't swing at the first pitch. Like, let's make her pitch a little bit.
See if we can get an illegal pitch call.
Yeah, true. That one high and outside, so ball 1 to Berklin. It's interesting the different delivery of the pitcher. Some, like Lake, likes to walk around in the circle, and other ones like, just give me the ball and let's go. So that one swung on, fouled back again, out of play.
That was a stark contrast yesterday with Emery playing South Summit. And like you say, Lake likes to move around out there, take the cut on the back of the circle, get the call. And then the little Toshlin Louder for South Summit. Boy, she went right to the rubber. Let's go. And she was really quick to the plate.
Yeah, it's just those different little routines that they get in, and then they stick to them. Here's the pitch from Lake. That one swung on, fouled, foul.
It was a drop ball.
Drop ball, but gets her out at first. So that will do it, as Emery able to put the first 3 batters out, and we will come back with the top of the 4th inning.
Riverton Chevy is more than just a dealership. For over 103 years, our family has proudly served this community because Utah is our home. Through our Everyday Champions program, we celebrate those who make our community stronger. Military, teachers, and first responders, our local champions never pay for oil changes with the purchase of a new vehicle. Thank you for making Riverton Chevy your dealership for over a century. Visit us today in South Jordan or online at rivertonchevy.com. Still the Chevyweight champion.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs.
Simply complete an application on your phone or computer and select the low-rate option you prefer.
And then sit back and enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have a low-rate line of credit. Ready for whatever life throws at you.
To learn more or start your application, visit uccu.com or stop by any branch.
Welcome back to 3A State Championship Softball. I'm Michelle Moss alongside Dennis Aldridge, Barrett Hilton, and Claire Hilton. And we are in the top of the 4th inning, and that will bring up Ellie Stoker for the Spartans.
Ellie Stoker?
Yep, Ellie Stoker. Catcher. Catcher for the Spartans.
Again, with that 449 batting average, she steps in. Is this a second at bat or third?
Second. She's 0 for 1. Flew out to the left fielder her first at bat. And here's the pitch. Ooh, catches inside. Strike one.
It wasn't her changeup, but it seemed to flow. A little bit of a movement on the inside half of the plate.
Everett steps on the mound. And that one's a changeup. Misses. 1-1.
Does as she releases that, she does, like you said, seems to rotate the hand across the top of the ball when she releases that thing.
They do a really good job of selling it, though. You don't know they're going to throw it till right at the end.
Yeah.
Ball 2, 2-1 our count. Stoker steps back in. And here's the pitch from Everett. That one, inside, almost got her. 3-1 the count.
It surprises me anymore to see him dodge out of the way because they're being taught to dive in,
I know,
not dive out.
You know, free base, right?
Yeah, whatever you can do to get on.
I was not a good hitter, so I just would crowd the plate, pray I got hit, you know?
Hope to get hit, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Crowd the plate, front of the box, like, just hit me. It is, our count is 4, now a walk, so.
And a walk to Stoker.
To Stoker.
Well, she didn't have to get hit, so she didn't endure the pain, but she still got the first.
Well, and maybe I did that because pitchers couldn't pitch that fast back then, so, as they can now.
A disclaimer, huh?
Yeah. And that was, I think this is our first walk of the game for Everett.
You know, that's part of the transition. You're bringing up my age now, but the girls' game has evolved and improved so much over the last 50 years as I've been watching it.
It has. There's a high ball 1. This is to Caitlin Nelson. And she had a double her first at bat.
You got a huge hole right up the middle as the second baseman, Peterson, almost behind the first baseman.
Pulls the bunt. Oh, and they're going to easily get Stoker out. And I believe that was a runner for Stoker too, but that was, I don't know, the runner hesitated or something. And
well, the batter was supposed to be more of a problem there. She really didn't step in and absorb that area for the catcher and slow the catcher down. She started to, then pulled it back and kind of backed away. And that allowed the catcher full view and plenty of time to make that play. That's Birkland behind the plate.
That's her second throw out of the game. And like you said, there's a hole right there, and Caitlin Nelson gets herself a single.
And now you think back to the failed steal, what could have been.
Right.
But you know, you don't know that, and so strategically you're trying to make things happen out there as coaches and players. And we'd all been great ball players if we could have seen ahead what was going to happen.
Right. That will bring up Callie Lake. She flew out to the center fielder her first at bat. Lake does show the bunt, and she pulls back. Runner does not go, stays at first for a ball 1.
Pulls it back late, but you're looking third baseman Wardell. She's almost in the hip pocket of the batter
She
when
is.
she shows that bunt early.
And, you know, like you said, teams have, even the power hitters, they know how to bunt. They know how to bunt for these teams, and they do a good job of laying it down. That one inside misses, so 2-0 our count.
I was watching her hands to see if she'd sneak him up, maybe a delayed bunt that time, but she didn't. That was a straight swing attempt. If straight play there, no bunt at all.
So Lake steps back in. Nelson on first.
Sneaks
She
him up.
does. That one does drop in for a strike, but look where first base and third base ended up, and even the pitcher. I mean, they're 3 feet away from the batter.
George and Waddell and the pitcher Avery, if she shows it that early, it's got to have to be a delayed bunt because they are so quick down those lines.
And here's the pitch from Avery. That one catches that outside, so we are 2-2 our count.
Now you'll see them deepen up a little bit in anticipation that they will not attempt the bunt on a third strike. Good bunters can put it down anyway and may steal a hit there, but generally speaking, the coaches don't have them bunt with 2 strikes.
So Lake, she takes the changeup. They're going to get the runner out at second, trying for the double play. They do not get it. So Lake will be safe at first, but they do get the lead runner of Nelson.
Yeah, good play by the pitcher. Momentary hesitation to shortstop, but that again, awfully close to that double play.
So Callie Lake will get a fielder's choice, and that will bring up Ellie Stilson,
Yep.
the center fielder for Trojans. She bats on the left side.
Will she run it up slap? Nope.
Ooh, looks like a traditional swing.
Her stance indicates almost that she wants to slap. The right foot is the back foot is on the inside line. The back foot is completely out to the back line, so she's really open in her stance.
It's a pitch from Averett, runner on first. That one high and outside.
But her key step, though, she comes off that back line with her right foot all the way to the front line. So you just expect her to take that step and slap that ball with that stance open like that.
You do. Ooh, that changeup just missed. 3-0 the count. Those ones look really good coming in, too. You're like, too good. It's too good to be true. They throw me a pitch like that. Here's the 3-0 pitch. That one's high, so a walk for Stilson, and she will be on first. And Lake, and I believe there's a runner in for Lake. I think it's number, I can't see. It looked like 25 maybe, so maybe Hadley Larson running for Lake.
Gonna have to get my binoculars out.
Yeah, I can't really see. It's hard to see those numbers from far away. That'll bring up Bailey Luke. Luke, that one down for ball 1. There is 2 outs, but a runner in scoring position.
She kind of jumped on her with that pitch, I think, before she was ready.
I think so too. Here's Averett's pitch. Ooh.
Wow.
Oh,
there it is.
okay. I was going to say, that one looks like a strike. 1-1 the count.
That was a bit delayed. I would have been surprised had it not been called.
Yeah, we might have seen some upset fans. Swung on to the third baseman, and she is going to step on third for the third out of the inning. And for Emery, they had 1 hit, 2 runners left on, no errors for Morgan. We'll be back with the bottom of 4.
My parents know nothing about gaming. I told them we needed Centricom Fiber because it's by far the fastest and most reliable internet speeds.
Hey bud, dinner's ready. Time to turn off the game box.
All right, this round's almost over.
These days, kids do a lot of their homework online. They talk to their teachers, they receive assignments, and they do research, all from our kitchen table. That's why I chose Centricom Fiber Internet. They have the fastest and most reliable connection, so my kids can stay on top of their schoolwork.
Expecting a bundle of joy? Beaver Valley Hospital's new maternity wing is your local haven for life's special deliveries. Combining cozy comfort with top-tier technology, they bring big city medical excellence to the heart of Beaver with that small-town touch Beaver Valley Hospital is known for. Their full-service community hospital is your health partner from inpatient care, emergency, surgical, maternity, physical therapy, home health, and hospice. Beaver Valley Hospital is proud to support Beaver High School.
Welcome back to 3A State Championship Softball on Centricom, Team Hive, and KSL Sports. We are in the bottom of the fourth inning. Morgan with that 3-0 lead as Emery was threatening but left 2 runners on in the top of the fourth. For the Trojans, they will bring up Kearney Carter. She is 1 for 1 today. Here's the pitch, swung on, hit right to the shortstop. She fields it cleanly. Oh, does she get it? She bobbled it at first, but foot was still on. So that will be out, number 1 for the Spartans.
And again, that's Aaliyah Cowley. She really gets out there. She's got a huge stride. You're going to have an argument, though. Here we go.
They are. She kind of bobbled it.
Call the police. This could get nasty, right?
Ice cream coned it, bobbled it, and it wasn't in her glove when the runner crossed first. It's a question.
Well, they'll have another discussion here.
Oh, they're going to call her out, so call stands.
And they lose a timeout, right? Oh, this is the wrong sport.
I was going to say, is there a timeout limit?
Not in baseball.
We need instant replay, right?
Unless it's a trip to the mound.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's true. Stacy George, the first baseman, will step in. Swung on. That one's going to be out of play for strike 1. George, I think 1 for 1 today.
George listed as a senior. Oh, wow.
Oh, so that will be a single. Single for Stacy George right up the middle.
And that was just past the pitcher, about got hit with it. Then it hit second base and careens off into left center field. And made for some interesting experiences on that one.
So we have a substitution. So it looks like number 18 will come into bat for...
It's Cragen.
So Cragen will come into bat for Irvin.
Is this in the designated player position?
Yes, this is in the designated player.
They have alternated those two in the games that I've watched.
And I believe that Cragen is just a freshman for the Trojans.
She has, I know she's played more than this. She's listed as a freshman, but she has no batting average whatsoever, although she's played in 12 games. So something's wrong with the stat sheet there.
Yeah. Yes, I saw her play yesterday too. So
I've seen her play in a couple of games.
She came in to pitch. So here's a pitch to Cragen. She tries to lay the bunt down, fouls that one off, strike 1.
That was supposed to be a surprise bunt as she tries to just kind of punch it late. But it's falling away to first base, and the pitch was a little outside, so hard to get to it.
Trying to move that runner any way they can. Here's the pitch to Cragen. Ooh, that one pulls back, so 1-1.
Lake's keeping it on that outside corner out there, which makes it tough to bunt the way she's falling away to first base every time. She lines up right on the line, but then she falls away to first.
This time, catcher sets up inside. She's going to bunt. That one's going to be laid down. Oh, just foul. Smart move by the third baseman.
Some cheering going on out there right now. And, you know, she tried to pick it up and whiffed on the pickup, did the third baseman Luke, and it turned out to be a very fortunate whiff.
It was, because that one, she would have been safe.
Yeah.
That was just a really perfectly placed bunt just rolled foul. Now if you're Cragen, though, you got to protect and you got to make something happen on this. Already with 2 strikes on you. Swung on.
Whoa!
Woo!
That kills the coach right there.
That was a little scary.
Good thing the coach wasn't 6'3", or she would have taken it right in the head there. That was wicked.
That
I think
was a
she's
great
telling her
rip.
coach, don't give me the bunt anymore.
Let me swing away, right?
Yeah, or else.
And we got some excitement going on behind us between Beaver and Duchesne, whatever's going on.
Score was 6-1, I believe. I'm not sure who was in first.
Change up, going to get that lead runner, trying for the double play. They do not get it, but a great job as she sat back on that change up, but just barely got it with the end of her bat.
Yeah, yeah. And again, the pitcher with a nice play at second base.
So out number 2, Cragen with the fielder's choice.
Ricard up now.
Yep, Ricard, the right fielder. She is 0 for 1, ground out to the third baseman.
Okay, so it's on as high as it can go.
Here's the pitch. That one's swing and a miss for strike 1.
Having some problems on the other field. They've got tents set up out in the outfield for shade, and they are high enough that the fans cannot see the scoreboard over there.
That'd be pretty high, I guess. What do they
Well,
got?
it sets down a little bit more,
okay,
though,
like
so.
a circus tent or something out there.
Well, it is a circus over there right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
I believe it.
All we need is for Scott to go out in the outfield, dance like the monkey. We would have a complete circus going on over there.
That would be entertaining, wouldn't it? Swung on by Ricard. That one fouled off.
It's easy to say things when he's over there and doesn't know what we're saying.
I know.
Scott Langford does a great job also, and I will give him compliments. Between him and Barrett Hilton and all that they do, putting up machines and organizing and developing this thing, great job, both of them. We appreciate them both in Central Utah.
Here's Lake's pitch. That one high, ball 2. Yeah, we're pretty lucky that you can watch high school sports from anywhere nowadays.
Yeah, Barrett pays me for that. Scott hasn't yet, so I'm going to talk to him. But Barrett pays me to say nice things about him and Claire. If you go to my blog, I'll tell you what I really think.
Here's Lake's pitch. That one high and outside. So the count is full to Ricard.
Those searching for my blog, I don't even know what that is, so don't look.
You will not find Dennis's blog, so sorry, everyone.
I don't know what it is.
Here's Lake's pitch. Swing and a miss for strikeout. Number 4 for Lake and out number 3. And Emery will, in the bottom of the 4th inning, we will have 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on. We will be back with the top of the 5th.
Your car carries you and those you love through the days and years. It deserves the best care you can give it. At Burt Brothers, we can help with that. We've been doing it better than anyone else since 1991, and we'll keep doing it to get you through all the important moments on life's roads. Because cars are more than how we get from here to there, they're how we get from there to here. Find your nearest store and discover special offers at burtbrothers.com.
As a urologist, my job includes treating kidney stones, diagnosing, treating prostate cancer, and other disorders of the urinary system. Here at CVMC, specialists and primary care physicians all work very closely together.
As a family physician, being able to have continuity of care and direct relationships with our specialists is something we're very fortunate to have here.
I'm Dr. David Sewell, board-certified urologist. I'm proud to provide state-of-the-art care here at Central Valley Medical Center.
Marijuana.
Welcome back.
Commentating on the other ball game off air here.
7-1, Beaver leads Duchesne. You can also watch baseball on Centricom and Team Hive and KSL Sports.
All
if you're
going
a baseball
on.
fan.
Yep.
Here's the pitch from Averett to Callie. That one outside, ball 1.
Yeah, it's Aaliyah Cowley at the plate.
And she
Big
popped
first
up.
baseman.
Popped up to the pitcher, her first at bat. Here's Averett's pitch. That one misses. So 2-0 our count. Here's the pitch. Trying to get her. Oh, gets that changeup to fall. Strike one. That really does look like a slow pitch with got a little more arch on there. And
When they get a little older, they'll be able to hit that pitch, knowing from experience. Because that's all we can hit when we get older.
That is ball 3. That one just outside.
Takes a while to get your arthritic joints going to swing at a pitch, so you got to play slow pitch.
3-1 to Cowley. Here's the pitch. That one inside. So a walk for Cowley. And she will find herself on base.
She's used to being there at first. Now, the thing first, got to get to second.
Yep.
And then third.
And I believe we'll have,
We
it
have
looks
a-
like a speed up. So
Well, it can't be a speed up,
Or
but it
not
has to
speed
be
up.
an entry, re-entry here.
number 9.
So number 9 will come in for her.
And we do not have her on our roster. So I am sorry for right here.
For-
Grimm. Something Grimm.
Grimm?
Yep. We're looking at the official. So not sure. She is on their roster at the bottom, so Grimm. Grimm running for Cowley.
That'll have to be a re-entry because that can't be a speed-up rule. So
Because she is the first baseman. Yep. So Thomas steps in at the plate. She shows the bunt, pulls back. Here's the throw down. They're going to get her again. That's the third throw out by Eva Berkland behind the plate.
Berkland has, she may not have done anything at the plate right now, but she's earned her keep. Three attempted steals and 3 throwouts. And I thought she was going to get there on that one because the throw really was back to the outside of the shortstop, but she reaches back, grabs it, and puts the tag on. So again, great coordination, those two, and great play.
Here's a pitch from Thomas. That one swung on, fouled off. And I'm not sure what they called that first pitch.
Strike. It's 2 strikes.
Okay, so 0-2 our count.
All you gotta do is put it on the board, and it becomes such, no matter what they call down there.
Here's the 0-2. Ooh, trying to get her with the changeup. She does not bite. So 1-2 our count. Yeah, Emery, they just, as soon as they get a base runner, man, they're testing Berkland and they're failing. And here's the pitch. That one in the dirt, so ball 2. 2-2.
Reminder that the winner of this moves on into the championship, and the loser's season will be over, unfortunately, for them. 2 really great teams here.
It is. Both teams played really good all weekend. They will have to face Grantsville, who it looked like was on the ropes from Emery, and they came back and scored 5 runs in the bottom of the 7th inning to beat them.
Yeah, and they'll have to beat them twice.
Twice, yep. Here's the pitch. That one swung on. Slow roller to second. And they do get her out with the 4-3.
Worried about it, the first baseman, George, backed away. She could have fielded that. Slow roller that it was, she backed away to first, depending on the second baseman, Peterson. And I didn't know if they were going to get there in time, but she did. Peterson just in time underhanded the ball to George at first for the out. But I thought maybe she should have gone and fielded that and come back.
Yeah, that ball, I think it just came off the bat really, really slow.
Real slow. Yeah, kind of like the way I run.
Taylon Minchie, that's a high-flying ball, fast rolling, and she will be thrown out, though.
And Lexi Hardman gets a chance to show off that cannon of an arm, so that'll retire the side.
So there was no hits, no errors, no runners left on. We will be back with bottom of 5.
Marijuana has a lot of names, and even more opinions about it. It's a gray area. And even though we don't know everything about it, we do know that the adolescent brain is still under construction until early adulthood. A developing brain's gray matter, the stuff that lets kids think, analyze, and create, can be impacted by misusing cannabis at a young age. So talk to your kids. Let them know that gray matters.
To learn more, visit graymatters.utah.gov.
For more than 3 decades, the Intermountain Power Project has served as a model of regional energy cooperation, generating and transmitting coal-fueled electricity to a diverse group of municipal utilities and rural electric cooperatives with operations across 6 U.S. states. Now, Intermountain Power is expanding its role as a regional energy hub, including utilizing renewable energy resources. Intermountain Power is proud to support and invest in our central Utah communities. Visit IPAUtah.com to learn more about IPP Renewed.
Welcome back to 3A State Championship Softball. It is the bottom of the 5th inning with Morgan with that 3-0 lead. No runs have been scored since the first inning.
Sure?
Yep. Morgan scored all their runs that first inning.
Well, I thought they got 2 in one and 1 in the other.
Nope.
Okay, you're the
all
scorekeeper.
three.
I'll take your word
All
for it.
3. But that will bring up the top of the order for the Trojans with Lexi Hardman, Cassidy Wardell, and Josie Kelly. Hardman tries to lay down that bunt. It goes foul, strike 1.
I have to be careful questioning you because the last time I did, Claire hit me.
Oh.
So I have to be careful not to question you very often.
Yeah, Claire will take you down.
She will. She'll slap you.
Lake steps back up to the plate. Birkeland shows the bunt early, pulls back. She's going to show it again. That one fouled off, strike 2.
That's not been the traditional good bunting style here. It's almost like it's an afterthought when she throws that bat at the ball.
Yeah, trying to maybe throw them off a little bit because they are playing pretty far back, though, Emery, at least first base. She's going to slap that one on to third, and, beats out the throw
Really?
is Hardman, and she will be safe at first.
We better ask Barrett for a replay on that one. Let him make the judgment.
And that one was
Not that
close.
it changes anything, Barrett, but we get to argue about it.
Speed by Hardman beats out the throw, but
Coach does go out and talk to the official. But there again, I was going to talk about the stretch again of the first baseman, Callie, because she really gets out there. But unfortunately, that time again, the left-handed slap, they're down the line in a hurry.
it did. That brings it Cassie Wardell. She's 0 for 2 today. She's going to
Oh, she turns the bunt. She pulls it away at the last second. It's a fake bunt. Let the runner go. And she doesn't pull it away fast enough. The ball actually goes off the bat. Foul ball.
Wrong place at the wrong time, right?
Yeah. There was one yesterday that kind of must have hit the bottom of the knob of the bat in the hands, dribbled fair.
She's going to, no man's land, gets past everyone, and 2 runners on for the Trojans.
The thing the coaches will tell you when you learn bunting is do not let it be in the air. In that case, it was perfect. It was a pop-up, and it dropped behind the charging third baseman and in front of the charging shortstop. So a pop-up bunt that was perfectly placed.
That was a great bunt by Wardell. So that brings up Josie Kelly.
And she will tell everybody, I did that on purpose.
Yes,
that was my plan from the beginning.
Yep, exactly. So both teams are calling to re-give the sign. Kelly steps up to the plate. That one looks good by Lake, and it is strike 1.
So Morgan threatening now. If they can find grass with a hit, that should be a run. As fast as the runner is, that should be a score, a run, if they can get it to the grass.
Yeah, they've only had 1 base runner since that first inning, so 2 this inning. Misses outside, 1-1 our count.
And in that, you've got to give Callie Lake her due, because with the difficulty of the dead pitches being called on her psychologically, and yet she battles through all of that and only allows one base runner through 4 innings.
That one swung on, should be infield fly.
Yep.
And batter out, runners stay put for out number 1. And that will bring Kaya Peterson, the second baseman, to the plate. So
we're
we're
going
gonna
to have
bring,
a change, or
I don't know. It's talking strategy. You don't see him call over the first base coach very often. Maybe maybe bunt, maybe fake bunt, hit and run.
or where they're going for dinner after.
True. True.
Still, there seems to be some confusion. The little batter not quite sure what she's doing.
Peterson steps up to the plate. Here's
Starts
the pitch.
to sneak the hands.
She shows the bunt.
Woo.
Woo. Runner goes.
There's that speed we were talking about.
Interesting, though, that the runner stayed at first.
Yeah, yeah. You know, you would have had a double steal going there. But now this sets up
Yep.
other strategies. I don't know that's why they kept her at first, but you've got other strategies now. I guess you keep her there in case the runner going to third gets caught up into a pickle, and don't want to get them both caught up into that. Now the catcher giving some really, really strange signs. I hope they understand it out there. Stoker went out with the giving hand signals on what we're going to do with this double steal situation, and a good bunter at the plate.
Yeah, Peterson had to hit her first at bat, maybe. That one outside, so ball 2. They're going to call time as
The coach got too far out of the batter.
Oh, okay.
The coach's box.
I think they're telling the dugout. There must be some girls hanging out the door.
Well, that and the coach ran back in the box real
Oh.
quick. So she's down the line a little bit.
Here's a pitch from Lake. That one swung on, popped up. And Callie
Callie.
all over it for out number 2.
Now, is that an infield fly?
No, because second is not occupied.
That couldn't be first and third?
I don't think so. Just first and second.
I'm working you here, testing your acuity.
Well, I believe.
You're right.
Okay, I was like, Dennis, I could get wrong, so don't. That one swung on, popped up. Catcher, tracks it down, and Emery gets out of a bind as the Trojans were threatening, but no score that inning, as there were 2 hits, no errors, 2 runners left on. We'll be back.
Jones and DeMille Engineering was founded with a simple mission to shape the quality of life with a personalized touch. As a full-service civil engineering firm, they provide value beyond the project, creating places where people live, work, and thrive. For over 40 years, they've proudly served our communities, enhancing lives through their work. Join their team and become a dedicated community improvement leader. Whether you're an engineer or just love infrastructure, they invite you to seek a career with them. Jones and DeMille Engineering, shaping the quality of life.
Vince Lombardi once said, "The measure of who we are is what we do with what we have." The quote rings true whether applied to our country, our schools, our homes, or on the field of play. We applaud our student athletes for their hard work and determination on the field and in the classroom. Brought to you by Sunrise Engineering, promoting excellence in sports and education. Visit us at sunrise-eng.com. That's sunrise-eng.com.
Welcome back to 3A State Championship softball.
New pitcher.
Yes, we will have a new pitcher for
Morgan
Trojans. That's an interesting one. Maybe
This
they
is
think
Craig
they're
and-
gonna give Averett a break, thinking they got this one in the bag.
Well, normally they go to Birkeland, but I guess she's making it work behind the plate. But this is Cragen, you talked about, listed just as a freshman. That's the first I've seen her. You said you've seen her
Yes,
pitch.
she did come in to pitch yesterday against
Okay.
Grantsville,
I've only seen her bat and run.
and she did a good job.
She looks like she does a really good action to the plate, that left hand.
Some good experience as a freshman. We'll see what she's made of. This is a high-state game.
I guess you get her ready for next year. I mean,
Yeah.
you're playing not just for this year, but you're also playing for next year for experience for your underclassmen. So 3 runs, we'll see if it's enough to hold up.
Because
But again,
Averett is a senior, and is Birkeland a senior as well?
I believe so, yeah.
Yes, both seniors.
But again, take my hat off to Callie Averett. She has been a warrior, and I'm sure we haven't seen the last of her. She has really done a great job.
That will bring up Callie Jensen, the shortstop. Cragen's first pitch, a ball to Jensen.
Sometimes can be tough to see a southpaw. You just don't see that many of them. And sometimes as a batter, it may mess you up. It does in baseball. I'm not sure about softball.
Inside, so 2-0 the count. And she has an interesting delivery, too. She gets very low to the ground before she delivers her pitch. That one outside, so 3-0 the count.
She throws that one on the outside corner, and then it breaks farther out, so good movement on the ball. But she's got to start that one a little bit more over the middle of the plate.
3-0 our count. That one in the dirt, so a walk for Emery gets them a base runner.
And you never want to see that happen if you're fresh in the game as a pitcher.
That will bring up Ellie Stoker. She's 0 for 2 today. Oh, excuse me, 0 for 1. She did reach on a walk, but then she was thrown out at second base by Birkeland on the steal.
See how long the coach tells them to leave the bat on the shoulder, forcing this young pitcher to throw a strike or two first.
She's going to lay down a pretty bunt, but they do get the runner at first, the batter, and the runner at second.
And there again, you about had miscommunication between the young pitcher and the third baseman, and Wardell almost had to push her out of the way.
She did,
to get the ball.
She did, and Jensen kind of turned back to first base, and there was nobody covering third, so she may have been able to get all the way to third, but
Shortstop saw it too, and she broke.
yeah, she booked it over there.
It would have been a foot race between the two of them.
Here's the pitch from Cragen. That one in the dirt, so Jensen will reach third safely.
You don't see a ball get away from Birkeland very often.
No, you do not. I think that's one of the first pass balls we've seen today.
Yeah, very few on the tournament. So now a chance for a score here for Emery.
Runner in scoring position. Big swing by Caitlin Nilsson. That one does go foul. 1-1 our count, 1 out.
See if the young gal can work out of it. This, I guess you're looking at your future here. See what she can do to work out of that. They obviously have confidence in her to put her in this situation late in the ball game with a narrow lead.
Here's Cragen's pitch. Swung on. Right. Oh, second baseman bobbles it, and there will be an RBI. Ball gets past the first baseman, and she will make it to second. And there is finally some life in the Spartans.
Yeah, it's sad there. I mean, you've got a great player in Peterson at second base. And I was going to comment that you can give that run, just get the out, and then a bobble, and then you have an augmentation of problems. You let one error become 2 errors, and so instead of one run across and a runner at first, now you've got a run across and a runner in scoring position.
You do, and
so you have to be careful.
Tying run at the plate.
Yeah.
So kind of an interesting move from the Trojans. Now, Averett can re-enter, correct?
Yeah.
As the flex player, she can re-enter and come back in and pitch. And obviously, they do have Birkeland out in the field that could come to pitch as well.
Yeah, even flex or not, if she's a position player, I believe you can re-enter one time.
Okay.
Any position player.
So here's Lake up to bat. Runner on second. That one, ball one.
Nice pitch, must have been low.
It must. So just 1 out for the Trojans. Here's Cragen's pitch.
Ooh.
That one.
Whoa. Okay,
Just
well,
been a little high.
keep all my editorial comments to myself there, but that was a mighty fine pitch right there.
Ball 2.
And we have a better angle up here than they do down there, right?
Yeah, of
course.
course.
Yeah, of course, right.
There's Cragen's pitch. That one high and inside, so 3-0 the count to Lake. Lake being really patient at the plate.
And that first batter 4-ball walk seems to have gotten in the mind a little bit of this young pitcher here. So we'll wonder how long they'll stick with this.
Here's the pitch. That one.
Wow.
Another walk. So now 2 runners on, 4.
Gonna have a speed up runner here though
Yep, speed up number 25.
For the pitcher.
Hadley Larson.
Morgan is calling the timeout.
And we will take a short break as we have a coaches conference.
From Commercial to Recreational Truck Accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
Welcome back as it looks like we're going to have another pitching change.
Normally here, that when Toon goes behind the plate, it's because
Berkland's
going to the pitcher's mound. So that will be the switch here. And I feel bad for Cragen, but folks, in what she was doing, she's an apt pitcher for the future for them. This is just a tough spot for her to be in, and they can't afford to let her work through it right now.
Yep.
But she's going to be a good one.
And she'll stay out on the field. So not sure if she'll go to first base because it looked like our first baseman came out.
Or that might have just been Berkland coming out, had her stuff off and came off.
So Toon behind the plate. We do know that.
Yeah.
Toon behind the plate. Berkland pitching.
They've just sent word up they want Claire to come out to play first base.
All right.
Claire, get out there. No. She's not believing me. She's not believing me at all.
Berkland says one more and she's ready. Toon. Whatever number she is.
She's number 9. That's why it was so hard for us
9.
to ever figure out who that was back there because you couldn't see. But what number is Cragen?
She's 18. Right?
And she is going to first, so you're right.
Okay,
she
so
is going to
Cragen
first.
at first. Oh, nope, nope.
Well, she was going there, but the coach had a
to.
different idea. No, don't blame the young girl trying to stay on the field. She was doing what she was doing.
Yeah, so Averett will be at first.
So Averett takes first.
George has come out.
So that's the re-entry by Averett
Toon
back
will
in.
come in.
Toon would then have to bat in the position of the first baseman, George, right?
Yes.
Have they given up?
So that will bring up Ellie Stilson. Woo, that one almost hit her. That ball's going to get away from Toon, and runners will advance to second and third. And so now the tying run is at second base. Go ahead at the plate.
That batter was lucky to get out of the way of that.
One.
That bat hit her in the head.
So ball 1 to Stilson. Just one out for the Trojans. That one
Another
again,
one. Wow.
high and inside. Ball 2.
That young batter did not get the memo. Go ahead and let it hit you, get on base. But
Yeah.
That's coming right at the head.
I don't think I'd want to be hitting the head, though.
Right at the head.
Here's the pitch from Berkland. That one's swing and a miss for strike 1.
Drop that one right in there.
So 2-1 our count, 1 out. Runners on second and third. Here's Berkland's pitch. That one high. That's going to get away from 2, and runners coming in. Doe drops it safe at home, and it is now 3-2.
And now
that was Nelson coming in.
Yeah. And again, you have the great play defensively for Emery. Then they come to the plate with a little bit of momentum and excitement coming in. They get a walk to start the inning, and now you just see a complete change in the momentum of this ball game right now.
And coach is going to come out. And see, they're going to make another change. So we're going to take a break and be back.
Sanpete Steel in Moroni was founded in 1994 and is one of the major steel construction companies in the Intermountain West. Specializing in structural steel fabrication and assembly, Sanpete Steel's impressive portfolio includes the Hales Theater in Sandy and structures on the campuses of the University of Utah, BYU, and UVU. Sanpete Steel in Moroni, where their motto is done right and on time at 685 East Main Street. Call today at 800-261-1026. That's 800-261-1026. Or go to sanpetesteel.com.
Riverton Chevy is more than just a dealership. For over 103 years, our family has proudly served this community because Utah is our home. Through our Everyday Champions program, we celebrate those who make our community stronger. Military, teachers, and first responders. Our local champions never pay for oil changes with the purchase of a new vehicle. Thank you for making Riverton Chevy your dealership for over a century. Visit us today in South Jordan or online at rivertonchevy.com. Still the Chevyweight champion.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs.
Simply complete an application on your phone or computer and select the low-rate option you prefer.
And then sit back and enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have a low-rate line of credit. Ready for whatever life throws at you.
To learn more or start your application, visit uccu.com or stop by any branch.
Welcome back. As a little bit of, we've got some
drama.
That's a great word. Drama going on as go-ahead run is at first with just 1 out, and we've switched back to Callie Averett pitching.
Yeah,
Berkland back behind the plate.
Averett came in facing the batter that already had a 3-0 count on her. First pitch she throws is a ball, puts her on first base. We were commenting off. Averett was kind of zoned in. Now she takes some time off. Can she bring it back quickly enough to get back in control here?
Because we are in the top of the 6th inning. Oh, and there's the throwdown, and a run will score, and we are all tied up, and the runner's safe at third.
So there again, you go. I think they had a play on right there because Berkland did not throw it to second base on that double steal opportunity. She didn't throw it to second. She actually to the shortstop at second. She actually threw it at the second baseman. I think that was the old fake, throw it back home, get the runner coming home, and the second baseman didn't even see it coming, and it goes into the outfield.
I did not.
So now you've got the go-ahead run standing at third with only 1 out.
And we've got Bailey Luke at the plate. There's a strike. And they'll get her. Ow, okay.
They just say the ball did not hit the ground, so she's contending that. She thought the ball hit the ground. The umpire making sure she understands it did not.
And that's a big strikeout for Averett.
Huge.
2 outs.
Now the coach is going to come and complain. So, and again, that was a beautiful pitch there, that changeup, that big changeup. The official's not even going to listen to the coach coming down the line because she's not the head coach. It has to be the head coach doing the barking. Now they'll have a discussion.
Yeah, I think it looked like she just caught it to me straight up. That ball did drop, but I believe she got her glove under it. Yeah, she's out.
Yeah, it's confirmed now by the first base umpire also. They concur. So
that's a huge out. Huge out for Averett right there.
Yep.
Runner on third.
Now you got the big first baseman, Callie, up to bat.
She's 0 for 2 today. Oh, excuse me, 0 for 1. She did have a walk, but then thrown out by Birkeland.
And she was so excited with that walk, she ran all the way to first
Yeah.
base. So.
Swung on, over the head, and just like that, Emery takes their first lead of the ball game by the big single by Callie.
Just like that, we say she hasn't had a hit yet, and look, I'll take care of that, she says, as she rips one into right field. And yeah, if the second baseman had been 1 inch taller.
Just 1 inch. She
That might have
did.
been a
She
different
outstretched her glove as far as she could, but she couldn't reach it.
And that's Kaya Peterson. She has done an excellent job at second base.
And that will bring Caitlin Thomas to the plate. That one outside, ball 1. And they're going to leave Callie, the runner, at first.
They don't have to. She's already been out one time. She can't re-enter a second time. But I think she's asking the coach, give me the sign. I want to steal second, she says.
Oh, and she will. As that ball gets away from Birkeland.
And it's just amazing how things swing, isn't it? I mean, Morgan was totally in control and cruising.
Yep.
And now they just can't seem to get things going right for themselves here.
Yep, and they're going to have to battle back as still 2 outs. Thomas is 0 for 2 today. That one looks good. Strike 1.
I've seen umpires delay a while making their call, but this normally they will give some kind of an indication that it's going to be a strike.
Yeah.
This one just kind of stands there, then finally raises his head. Yep. Kind of throws you off.
Change up. That one hit shallow center, but tracks it down is the center fielder,
Josie Kelly.
Josie Kelly, for the 3rd out of the inning. But Emery scores 4 runs that inning.
In the top of the 6th.
And they have taken the lead. We will be back with bottom of the 6th action.
Hi, I'm Barrett Hilton with TeamHive.live, where we've created a locally run video streaming platform for Utah schools. On our website, you're not going to wade through a bunch of unrelated content. You bring up TeamHive.live and you're just going to find a lot of high school sports and events. We've created tools that make it super easy for you to create events and stream to our site. And if you ever need help with anything, you can give me a call. So I want to invite your school to join the team. If you're a Utah high school, you can stream live on TeamHive. That's TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
As a urologist, my job includes treating kidney stones, diagnosing, treating prostate cancer, and other disorders of the urinary system. Here at CVMC, specialists and primary care physicians all work very closely together.
As a family physician, being able to have continuity of care and direct relationships with our specialists is something we're very fortunate to have here.
I'm Dr. David Sewell, board-certified urologist. I'm proud to provide state-of-the-art care here at Central Valley Medical Center.
Welcome back to 3A State Championship Softball. We are in the bottom of the 6th inning. Top of the 6th, Emery scores 4 runs to take a 4-3 lead.
So it's going to be tough. They've had a hard time getting to this little pitcher for Emery, the Lake. Now they've got to get her at least for 1 run here in the next inning. Well, two at-bats for them.
Yeah,
6 outs.
Morgan finally had 2 hits in the bottom of the 5th, but they've been really quiet since before that.
Yeah.
Lake's pitch in for a ball 1 to, this is Kearney Carter, the left fielder. Here's the pitch from Lake. Swung on is Carter. That one fouled off.
Sharp down that third base line.
Strike 1. Carter is 1 for 2 today. She had a pretty bunt in the 1st inning. Lake waits for the sign. Here's the pitch to Carter. That one swung on. Oh, what a snag by the second baseman for out number 1. That's Minchie, and she is pumped.
It is, and you've seen a complete turnaround. They made the big play to get out of the last inning with runners in scoring position, and the whole thing has changed. Offensively, they were more excited, getting hits from people that hadn't been hitting, and now you get the great play from Minchie. The whole thing has swung around to Emery now.
Yeah, that whole momentum, just one play can change the whole game, and Spartans, man, they're looking to go the distance.
And we said that when they came off after the 5th inning, that there was a different air about them because of the big play.
And there's a strike from Lake. And I'm not sure who is batting. I
Number
don't know.
15
Is this
is
Stacy
batting.
George
Yeah,
still?
it's George for
Okay.
number
All right.
15.
Here's the pitch from Lake. That one's going to be outside. Ball 1.
And I think she's doing this on purpose, but you watch her delivery now with the left-handed batter. She's actually jumping to the first base. The pitcher is moving to the first base side and then pitching it inside out to try and get to that corner out there.
That one swung on, fouled off. Strike 2.
And just as I said that, she didn't do it that time. She brought the ball down the middle instead of jumping to the outside.
And on a right-handed batter, I don't know if I've seen very many inside pitches thrown by Lake.
Yeah. They do, and you're seeing most of your pitchers work that corner.
Yeah.
And the catcher will sit clear up outside and then bring the ball in on the frame and get a lot of calls.
Here's the pitch from Lake, trying to get that changeup, but just misses. 2-2 our count.
Just 5 outs remaining now for this Morgan team who was in such control there for a while. Just 5 outs left.
Lake steps on the mound, 1 out. Here's the pitch. That one's swing and a miss. Huge strikeout for Lake.
And you just see the whole emotion. This is a totally different team than you saw innings 1 through 5.
Yes, you're correct.
They can smell victory now. You got a whole bunch of cheerleaders out there.
Okay, now we're going to have Callie Averett will be batting in the 8th spot.
Got to do something to make it work. Now, the corners are back. A nice little bunt here, and she has worked her hands up. I thought she was going to bunt it. She worked her hands up the bat a little bit, but she has a split-handed swing.
She does. So Callie Averett, strike 1. 2 outs for the Spartans.
There she is again. See the split hands?
Yep.
I thought she was working up to bunt it, but that's just her swing. There it is.
She does. Ooh. Foul ball. Strike 2, 0-2 the count.
I think in that situation, maybe you wanted to have pushed that ball to the first baseman to get yourself going down that line a little better.
Averett steps in. Swing and a miss. 2 strikeouts for Callie Lake. And Emery is pumped as we go to the top of the 7th inning. We'll be back.
In the fast-paced world we live in, every second counts. Whether it's staying productive in your home office or enjoying entertainment with no buffering. With CentraWave from Centracom, experience ultra-fast, next-generation, reliable internet that keeps your whole family connected. CentraWave by Centracom. Fast, reliable, everywhere. Get connected today. Visit www.centracom.com/CentraWave or call 1-800-427-8449.
Expecting a bundle of joy? Beaver Valley Hospital's new maternity wing is your local haven for life's special deliveries. Combining cozy comfort with top-tier technology, they bring big city medical excellence to the heart of Beaver with that small-town touch Beaver Valley Hospital is known for. Their full-service community hospital is your health partner from inpatient care, emergency, surgical, maternity, physical therapy, home health, and hospice. Beaver Valley Hospital is proud to support Beaver High School.
Welcome back to 3A State Championship Softball. This is your semifinal matchup between Emery Spartans and the Morgan Trojans. Emery with a big 5th and 6th, big 6th inning as they've taken a 4-3 lead as we head to the top of the 7th. And
quick update right now
Yeah,
in the
go
2A division, same situation. You've got Beaver with a 12-4 lead over Duchesne right now, I believe, in the 5th inning.
here's the pitch from Averett back in for the Trojans, called strike 1. And we are at the top of the order for the Emery Spartans, right where you want to be.
Sure.
Here's Minchie. Swung on. She's going to find a hole. And Minchie gets on for the Spartans.
Just outside the reach of the Morgan shortstop, Hardman. She moved a long ways for it, but just couldn't quite get the glove on it. And as far as she had to go with the dive, I don't believe she would have got it. Minchie's too quick down that line.
She is, and Minchie, she's an emotional player. You can see every emotion out there with her body language. Oh, tries to bunt, and they're going to throw.
Oh.
There's Birkeland's throw again, as I believe they thought it was possibly a foul ball, it looked like.
Oh, the batter just was beside herself. She knew she had messed up when she missed that bunt and was wide open out there. And Birkeland's arm is so good from behind the plate. And, I mean, these runners are out by 3 steps.
Oh, I mean, not even close.
Yeah,
not even close.
No. They're trying to angle slide to get away from it, but just not enough.
So there's a swing. That's going to drop in for a base hit. That's Callie Jensen.
So she misses the bunt, but she coming back with a nice hit there.
That is Birkeland's 4th.
The 4th that I can remember,
Yeah, 4th. That'll bring up Ellie Stoker.
She'd have had more, but nobody else tried to steal.
No, they didn't.
They've had 4 attempts,
Yeah.
and she's got them all.
Yep. That's pretty good. That's a great statistic.
Glad I came up with it.
Thank you. Averett's pitch in for ball 1.
I can even do the math on that. That's 100% completion.
100%.
100% success. I didn't even need to use my toes on that one.
Here's Averett's pitch, change up. Big leadoff too for Jensen down at first base.
I thought Birkeland was going to throw it down.
I did too.
She's got the arm for it, but again, it's one of those things you don't mess with it. Throw it into right field. Okay, if it's not for sure, just bide your time here.
Well, and she is left-handed too, so that throw for first. Ooh, big rip by Stoker down the right field, third baseline. 2-1 our count.
They got to get the emotion up, does Morgan. They're still not out of this. It's 1 run.
Just
They've
one
still
run.
got 3 outs to go. They've got to get outs here and get back to the plate with some excitement, but they seem quite down.
Here's the pitch. That one in the dirt. Good stop by Birkeland.
3-1 the count. And the little pitcher Everett has just not been quite the same pitcher since she came back in. So trying to get that groove back.
Here's Averett's pitch. Ooh, that one looked good. Ball 4.
She says that she's upset. She told Birkeland to ask the official.
Yeah, that one looked right there.
Got a runner at first base. Number 11 comes in.
Okay, so number 11, she'll come in. That's a speed up for Stoker.
Is that Stratton? Oh no, wrong team.
Tuttle or
yeah. 11 is Tuttle.
Tuttle.
Well, if that's an R, it's Tuttle, I guess.
Tuttle.
I would have thought Tuttle, but.
Here's the pitch, swung on, foul back, strike 1.
And really, the best thing that could happen right now is for her for Everett to throw a strikeout right here.
Yes. Yep, very big. They got 1 out.
Yeah.
With Nelson, who is 2 for 3. 2 for 2, actually, and there's a strike.
That was definitely on the outside corner.
It caught the itty-bitty corner.
Maybe the shadow of the outside corner. But it's a strike, and that's what she needed to do right here.
Yep, 0-2. That one's outside, but good thought.
You sure?
I'd have thrown that outside too. See what you can get.
They need the strikeout here just because there's fewer things that can go wrong on a strikeout right now as Morgan struggles to get their composure back.
Swung on right to the second baseman. She fields it cleanly. So for out number 2, and then the runners do move to second and third.
But I think that was the right move. Make
Yes.
sure of the out. Get that second out instead of trying something that might have been iffy. So good play by the second baseman, Peterson, to George. I guess now it's Cragen at first, or is it still? Or is George
I think it is
in?
George. I think
She
George
came back
did
in?
come back in. Yep.
That's right. They made the switch.
So this is Callie Lake, and she would love to give herself a little more cushion going into pitch.
Wouldn't she,
that
though?
Seventh inning.
Yeah, wouldn't she?
Ball 1. Lake is...
She's a 324 hitter, though, on the year.
She's 0 for 2 today with a walk.
Very capable. Last time we said that was about the big first baseman, Callie, and she got it immediately got a rip into right field.
Okay, so
the
you're giving her some juju vibes, you know?
No, I'm ripping on you, the announcer's curse.
Oh, okay. So 2-0 our count, 2 outs, runners on second and third. Swung on second baseman, able to get it. Oh, what a play. That saved 2 runs. Two runs. Kaya Peterson with the huge play for the Morgan Trojans, and Emery threatens, doesn't score.
Have you ever had one of those dreams when you feel like you're in slow motion?
Yeah,
that seemed like that.
Yes, it
she
did.
reaches out and makes the play, and then she can't quite get up, and you're pulling for her. Finally, she gets up enough to make the throw.
I saw you clawing. I saw you clawing for.
It's one of those slow motion dreams, I'm telling you. But what a great play.
What a great play, and we will head to the bottom of the 7th.
Your car carries you and those you love through the days and years. It deserves the best care you can give it. At Burt Brothers, we can help with that. We've been doing it better than anyone else since 1991, and we'll keep doing it to get you through all the important moments on life's roads. Because cars are more than how we get from here to there, they're how we get from there to here. Find your nearest store and discover special offers at burtbrothers.com.
Welcome back to 3A State Championship softball. We are in the bottom of the 7th, and it's do or die time for Morgan.
Really is, and this is where it's so important now, this leadoff batter, to find some way, jump in front of a pitch, whatever, some way to get on and get this thing going and get the momentum. That great play at the end of the inning there, see if that switches the light back on for this Morgan team or not.
And this is Gwen Ricard, and she is 0 for 2 today with a strike 1 by Lake.
I thought that was a low pitch, but he did finally raise the hand for the strike.
So Morgan hasn't scored since that very first inning.
Wow.
Here's the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2.
And then she threw that one low and on the outside half. Been really hard to get that. That's the pitch she needs to go down and push. Go with the pitch instead of trying to pull that thing.
I'm betting on a changeup right here.
Okay. I won't bet against that.
Okay.
She sits up way outside.
Way outside, yep. Ball 1.
But now, when you're not expecting the changeup, is now the time?
Yeah, she could. She's very good at delivering it, so. Lake steps back on the mound. Oh, and just a fastball right past Ricard for out number 1.
Blows it right by, so. And you talked about home runs. I think this is the first game I've seen in this tournament
with no home
where
run.
There was not a home run.
Yeah, we haven't seen any like really deep hits either. They've just been like hard ground balls that have gotten to the outfield.
Maybe it's this field, but the other field over there, they were a lot of home runs and a lot of balls up against the fence.
So here's Lexi Hardman, top of the order, miss, strike 1.
Tries a little bit of a running slap there. And I'm seeing a lot of teams, too, with the slap count on. Even the shortstop is up almost even with the pitcher, and they're bringing the outfield up on the edge of the grass to try and combat this slap technique.
And she tries to go for the bunt. She misses.
Oh, wow.
0-2 the count.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, at this point, you got to get a runner on, but.
Well, there's that time trying the bunt. She's running down to first, but she's trying to reach back and bunt.
That one high. Tried to get her to chase. She didn't go. Ball 1. 1-2.
And as she starts up that box, you watch those interior infielders start coming up inside to try and stop that slap. She is fast down the line, though. They better get it up quick.
She is. She puts that ball down. She's tough to get out. Ball 2.
Runs through another one. 2-2. And the Morgan group holding their breath.
They are. Here's the pitch to Hardman. That one swung on foul. She got that one to go. Hardman, a senior, guess what her batting average is?
What?
766.
Okay, what's wrong with that?
Right?
Look that up there. There was
Yeah.
one with 766.
Yeah.
Ball 3 called.
So full count.
Working it back, working back into it. That's right, 766 is her batting average, and she does have a little bit of pop. That one she fouled off, she says that was a fair ball. They just put the fence in the wrong place.
Yep, exactly. Oh, walk.
Whoa. Deep in a hole, 0-2, and works back into a walk.
Great at bat for Hardman.
That's your leadoff hitter.
So, winning run at the plate. Winning run at the plate.
Wardell now. Before she worries about the home run, she's got to put this thing in play somewhere, somehow.
She is 1 for 3 today.
And let the little runner go all the way to third.
Swung on, popped up, first baseman catches it, out number 2.
Whoa, ouch. Well,
Man.
South Summit was down to their last out 3 times.
All it takes is one swing.
That's right.
One swing.
If you could hit this in a gap almost, you might be able to get that runner from first to home.
Because she's quick. She's
quick.
quick.
Very quick.
Very
So
quick.
Hardman, if you can get this thing in a gap to the fence without it going out, Hardman's got a chance to score. Because there's 2 outs, so she'll be going on the swing.
Yep. Here's Lake's pitch. Ooh, that was right down the pipe. Strike one.
If you're going to rip one, that was the
Yeah.
one.
She has not pitched very many right down the pipe, and that was one of them.
Yeah, she may have missed a chance right there.
Kelly is 1 for 3 today. Ball 1-1 our count. Runner on first base, tying run, and then winning run at home.
Boy, you don't want to run yourself out of it, but you wonder if there could have been some kind of a hit and run situation, something to get that runner to second base.
Swung on, fielded by the shortstop, over to first base, and that will do it.
Wow.
The Emery Spartans make a huge comeback in the 6th inning, and they are going to play Grantsville for the state championship today.
Congratulations to them. They hung in there, and then finally when it mattered, they got it going. Congratulations to Emery. And Emery's got a chance against Grantsville. They had them in a hole, 7-0, and let it get away.
They did. So I'm looking forward to a really great state championship game. Great job to the Morgan Trojans as they had a great season, finishing 3rd place.
Heartbreaking. Even though it's 3rd place, it's heartbreaking for them.
It is, as they held on to that 3-0 lead till the 6th inning, and then just let it get away from them.
Yeah. Yep.
But we will be back at 12:30 to bring you the state championship game. Thanks for listening.
Congratulations, Trojans.
Trojans. The opening ceremonies will start on this field at 12:15. Spartans, you guys did amazing. Great tournament.